Ciao and welcome to Tortellino time. I've got some Stilton left over from the Christmas holidays, and I've decided today to make some rigatoni with some Stilton, ricotta and broccoli. A beautiful dish which most probably is a little bit unique, but I'm sure that it will be delicious. This is another vegetarian dish and you can also substitute Stilton with Gorgonzola if you like. It will be even more Italian. I've got Stilton in my fridge, that's why I'm using Stilton, but you can use either. I have removed the florets from a head of broccoli, and I have specifically kept some of the little ones as I will need them for garnish at the end. I'm going to be removing the bottom part of the stem, which is always a little bit hard, and I'm going down with the knife and I've just removed the out layer of the peel. This ensures that I make use of every part of the broccoli. Little salt in some water, and I add the broccoli and I'll wait until the water starts boiling, and I'll leave them to blanch for about 7 minutes until they're cooked. Olive oil in a new saucepan, and I'm ensuring that it is a nice and large one as I will be finished cooking the pasta in there. Clove of garlic, little crush with the blade of a knife, and in it goes. Medium size onion, I'm slicing it into relatively thin pieces. Also, this is red, you can use white if you like. In it goes. Less than this on now, and you will have noticed that I've put in my garlic with the oil when it's cold. This is on purpose because it will release a lot more flavor without burning. And I'll leave this all to sizzle now until the onions have become lovely and soft. But before I forget, I'll add a few more spices. These are chili flakes, just a little pinch. If chili flakes are not your thing, don't put them in, or use mild chili flakes like what I'm using today. They will provide a little bit of heat, but it's warm heat, which will balance the dish beautifully. And my next spice is nutmeg. I will be adding a tiny little amount. Again, do not go mad. You do not want the spices to take over, but they will balance the meal very, very nicely. And I'll make sure that the spices are well combined with the onions now. And literally 7 minutes in, my broccoli are done, and if I can catch them all, here is the last one, I'll just transfer them into a bowl. And remember, we are keeping this water for the pasta later. I'm now dishing out some of the smaller florets, as I will use these to sprinkle them on the top of the pasta when it's cooked, and I will add the rest to my vegetables. And I'll combine everything together, and I'll leave the broccoli and the onions to cook together for a good minute. And I'm going to pinch a ladle of my broccoli water and add it in, and I'll mix it in, but I think I could do with another one, so let's make it two. There. And now that I've got more of a liquidy base, I can blend it together. That is perfect, I'm happy with that. I've got a few little bits of onions left, which is great, and also the broccoli are not a complete mush, which will be great as they will carry a little bit of texture. Well, hopefully you can see me through the steam, but my broccoli infused water is boiling once again, and I'm going to add my rigatoni. And no need to add any salt, as we already salted the broccoli before. Let's finish the sauce now. This is the ricotta I mentioned at the beginning, and I'm going to pinch approximately 100 grams from this tub, and I'll mix it in to form a single cream with my broccoli. The Stilton next, the star of the show, and I'll crumble it in using my fingers, and I'll keep a little for the very, very top layer of the pasta. And go in with your spoon and mix it together, and within no time at all, the Stilton will melt and will be absorbed by the sauce. And while the pasta cooks, I'll have a little taste to see what it's like. Oh, it's delicious. The chili flakes add a little bit of warmth, as I said to you before, but also the nutmeg adds a little flavor to the whole thing, which balances beautifully. It's really, really nice. So my pasta is a couple of minutes before al dente, and before I proceed, I'll go and pinch a little bit of the water in case I need it, as this has got lots of starches, which I might need it if the pasta is a little bit dry. And I'll go and drain the rest of the water. And I can now add the pasta to the sauce. I've got a little bit of the water here anyway, so I'll add it now. And I finish cooking the pasta. I might have to turn this down a little bit with the sauce, and literally within a minute it will be ready. You will have gathered that this is a very generous amount of sauce for a couple of 100 grams of pasta, but it doesn't really matter. You most probably cook also 400 grams of pasta in this sauce. The saucier, the creamier, the better. It looks and smells beautiful, and I will be dishing it up next. It's such a lovely, vibrant green color as well. Earlier I reserved a few florets, and I'll add them now so that they look pretty. A little amount of the Stilton, which also I reserved, not a lot, just enough to again give it a cheesy look. And I finished the top with a few blobs of ricotta. Very, very optional, and I will be adding also a few bits of walnut, and these are really, really crunchy, and will add also additional earthy flavor to the dish. I've added a little olive oil on top as well, by the way, and I've got a little nut in there as well, so see what it's like. Oh, it's delicious. It's genuinely delicious. The ricotta is absolutely wonderful, and all of the spices I've added, perfect. Try it and see what you think. You will definitely not regret it. Arrivederci, buon appetito, and thank you for watching. Ciao ciao.